For the dan, first dan to second dan, you need 1 year of practice. And then between second and third and fourth, there is this time gap, which means by the time one gets to sixth dan, one would have actually reached the age of about 40 or so. The oldest in Japan, person holding the ninth dan, the highest dan, is very old. He's about 80 over years old.
I've been practicing kendo since 13 years old, about 18 years. The preparations practice almost about 4 days a week, and it's about an hour and a half. It's a form of sports combination with martial arts. It's not only something that you do for physically, but also do for mental, and you blend that into your life.
Kendo basically allows me to develop myself from a physical aspect through its vigorous and tough training sessions. And in terms of mentally, it helps me develop in terms of confidence, perseverance. I've achieved my 5th dan. I'm still striving to perfect my striking, trying to go for my 6th dan. And above that, I've gained much more self-confidence, better physique in terms of stamina and strength. Training in Malaysia, in kendo, is tough, rigorous, requires a lot of discipline. Mental discipline too, not to mention the physique. It's very physically demanding also.
I have been practicing kendo approximately 17 years. Basically, I find kendo to be very unique, and it is an art which you don't find it very often anywhere. It emphasizes a lot on self-development, not only on the physical side, but self-development, and that attracts me a lot. Well, kendo provides me with a means of expressing myself, not only through vocally. Being an instructor, you have to be very confident, very firm, and at the same time very caring towards your juniors. To date, I have participated in a few tournaments. Of course, the highest I've been to is World Cup. This will be my 4th World Cup. Newcomers must bear in mind, firstly, this is an art. It's not a sport per se. It's an art where one develops one's character along with the sports. It's a lifelong art, as I mentioned earlier. It's not only physical movement, it is an art by itself. It has its own beauty. One can really develop one's character well.
The rank test consists of 3 parts: kata, or 2-person forms; kirikaeshi, or diagonal cutting exercise; and jigeiko, or free sparring. The fencing hall, or the dojo, is carefully constructed. The floor must be constructed of highly polished hardwood, carefully joined so as not to allow the possibility of exposed rough edges that might be hazardous to the barefooted kendoist. Once here, the following rules of etiquette are observed wherever kendo is taught.
Alertness. Mentally, you become very alert, because physically, when you practice, you have to be alert. And that becomes part of your personal being. And I thank kendo for my present good health, I would say. Thank God, of course. But kendo has helped me a great deal, because that put me in very good health.
To bow in greeting or farewell to those present when entering or leaving the dojo. To bow to the opponent at the start and finish of each practice. Beginners have to sit opposite the higher grade holders or sit to their right. modern kendo, there are 8 target areas which can be scored, which consists of 7 blows and 1 thrust. The 7 blows are considered to be cutting motion and are directed to the following areas. Hideri men, a point on the left side of the men just above the ear. Men, a point directly at the peak of the face mask. Miji men, a point on the right side of the men just above the ear. Kote, a point just above the wrist joint on the right arm. Hidari kote, a point on the left wrist, allowable when the left hand is at shoulder height or higher. Miji do, a point on the right side of the chest protector. Hidari do, a point on the left side of the chest protector. A thrust is only performed to the throat or suki. However, since an incorrectly performed thrust could injure the neck, thrusting techniques in free practice and competition are often restricted to senior and graded kendoka.
The beginners always start the training without armor. Various foot, body, movement techniques as well as a complete control of the sinai must be mastered before performing with a full body armor against a live opponent. The basic techniques focus on the attacks of the opponent's body, on the head, wrist, throat and the side of the body.
There are 10 Nihon Kendo kata or Japanese kendo forms. The kata include fundamental techniques of attacking and counter-attacking and have useful practical application in general kendo.
In kendo, it's up here, because that is why I say you persevere. When you train, body, mind and weapon becomes one, fused into one. In Japanese it's called kikentai, and your movement is without thinking. In fact, if there's anything that ever happened to you, irrespective of whether you have a weapon with you or not, you can react because you have already developed that oneness in you. So it becomes a kind of a unconscious move.
Kata 1 to 7 are performed with both partners using a bokken, a long kata sword. During the kata practice, the participants take the roles of uchidachi or teacher and shidachi or student. The uchidachi makes the first move or attack in each kata. As this is the teaching role, the uchidachi is always the losing side, thus allowing the student or shidachi to learn and gain confidence. The exercise which most kendokas enjoy is free fighting with an opponent. It's physically demanding. It's the all-round body workout. This is what you can surely get from kendo. Other than making your body agile with fast reflexes to counter anything in life. With the self-discipline in both spiritual and mental training, you can also be sure kendo is a good way to focus and achieve your goal. It's also a great way to lose weight. It's exciting for children to get involved in this art in terms of their mind and body development. And it's a great way for them to get out of their hyperactiveness with a sport that delivers a lot of action.
If you ever feel like taking a martial art, why don't you try kendo? Although it's a very aggressive martial art, kendo offers a way to achieve confidence, personal skills and mental control. There are about 15 million people practicing kendos worldwide. So as a kendoka, you will always be a part of a strong community. Kendo is a modern art with a strong focus on harmonizing the body and mind. It is one of the few full contact martial arts without the risk of serious injury. Finally, it's great fun too. So if you are interested in this art, grab a pen and paper, take down this address and number. Until then, I'm AVS Bhatti signing off. See you again, same time, same place another episode of Extreme Martial Arts.